Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Welcome back.
Welcome to, I believe, episode 2
Episode 2
of Sisational.
Sisational. I'm Leah.
I'm Jac. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. Oh my gosh. I love today. We're going to be in all the feels on 2022.
It's going to be fun. It should be the first week of January.
Yeah.
And we're excited to talk about last year.
Yeah.
The things that we're grateful for, the things that we're looking back on.
Yeah.
Feeling good about, and the things that we hope to do in 2023.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
We're pre-recording this ahead of time.
We are. It's actually
Thanksgiving week in 2022.
It is Thanksgiving week 2022,
Yeah.
and there could be more that happens that, we're grateful for or regret. But,
There's only so much left of the year to ruin, right? So
that's true. It's like a month and a half left.
That's only...
Let's cross our fingers. Hope we get there.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
What?
What?
Yeah, you want to lead us?
Sure. That sounds
Lead us in prayer.
Lead us in prayer. Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Never say that again.
My bad.
You want to lead us? No.
You want to start us off?
Yeah, that's a way better way of saying that.
Okay.
What I'm grateful for in 2022. One of the first things that comes to mind for me personally was the year that my husband and I bought our house. Our first house.
That's big.
It was really big.
Big news.
We moved in February, so it was quite literally the very beginning of 2022. And it changed my life quite literally, having that space and that space that we can really call ours. And it was before inflation really got way bad. So we still got a decent deal on the place, which was nice. And what I love about our house is we didn't settle with it.
There was some pressure, I would say, in terms of a timeline for you.
Yeah, there was. We just felt the pressure to get the place. And people had different expectations of what they thought we should get. And we saw this, it's this little house that it was by a little community beach. And it had a really nice front yard. It was simple and just in a nice, quiet community. And I love to bike outside.
Mm-hmm.
It was the perfect spot for the hubs and I. It really was. And I had come across this community earlier on in 2022, like January.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to live anywhere around here, it would be in this community. And there was a house for sale at the time when I first came across this community. And that house got picked up so quick and it needed a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a fixer-upper.
It was a fixer-upper kind of a house. And it was literally taken within 3 days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, literally, for a fixer-upper.
And this is a small,
it was a small community.
Small community, and it's not like a busy place.
No.
It's not a busy place. So for stuff to be taken that quick,
it was crazy.
Whoa.
And I was so bummed because I'm like, well, I know I don't want to settle for anything else. I know that I want to live here in this area. And oh my God. And actually, I take it back. It wasn't early in 2022 I came across. It was technically late 2021.
It was the end of 2021.
End of 2021, I came across this community. Yeah. And so this house comes up for sale. And it had been on the market for it was either 7 days or 10 days by the time we looked at it. Mm-hmm. And this was the thing. The pictures online, they weren't really photogenic of the place. It just wasn't flattering, the pictures that they took. But I saw what the place really was. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. You saw the potential in the photos.
It was just cluttered. And it just wasn't like they really tried to take the time to take a good photo. And oh my God, we jumped on it and it was around Thanksgiving. Oh my God.
It was?
Oh my God, I'm going full circle right now. I'm having a moment. Oh,
it was like a year ago.
Literally Thanksgiving. A year ago, we found out that our offer was accepted.
Oh my God.
And that we got the place. Because there was some people coming to look at it a couple of days later after we put in our offer.
Oh my God.
And where we live, there is a lot of rich retired people.
Yeah.
And they could offer more and all this stuff. And I found out Thanksgiving that we got the place.
God.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we're recording right now around Thanksgiving.
Right around Thanksgiving.
So it's really a year ago.
So we were looking at the house literally this week, a year ago.
Oh my God.
Literally a year ago.
Oh
my God.
That's so cool.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Time fucking flies.
It does. Wow. All the feels.
I love that.
Me too.
And I was so excited and happy for
Oh my God. That's one of my favorite memories of 2022 was you coming to see the place for the first time.
I did.
It was so, oh my God. Like,
and I didn't see it until like March or April.
Yeah,
or,
it was later.
Was it May?
No, it wasn't May.
Okay.
No, it was before my birthday.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
okay,
it was definitely March.
Okay. Yeah, I cried because I saw it and I realized how much it fits Leah, and that made me so happy for her and her hubs and now her dog.
Oh my God.
So I know you're going to get to that really.
Another thing I'm grateful for, obviously.
But it just matched so well, and I knew that it was important to her to be happy, with what she picked, because that's a commitment.
Yeah.
A mortgage is a fucking commitment. And you're trying to find something in your budget. You're trying to find something in your location. It's tricky.
Yeah.
And I was just really grateful that this came up and that it worked out.
Yeah, me
and
too.
It matched you so well. So the end of 2022 for me is so much different compared to the end of 2021 in a good way. Like in a really, really good way in terms of feeling legitimate confidence, actual hope. And Noah and me, my husband and I, are in a better place at the end of this year than like the end of last year.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. Like that's a really big deal. We did a little couples therapy this year for the first time ever. And we want to do more.
Yeah.
That's kind of a goal for 2023. But I was grateful for that because I really haven't done a lot of therapy. Like legit. I've done a lot of research, on my own shit, which isn't the same thing. But I did like it. I liked it, and I found that to be pretty impactful.
Yeah, you had a lot of good things to say about your counselor.
I did. Yeah. Shout out to Chad.
Chad
Chad is the real Chad.
Chad is the real Chad.
Chad is the real Chad. Chadathy, as Noah says. Chadathy.
Chadathy. That sounds kind of creepy. Chadathy. I made a lot of big choices this year, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like buying the house, and then the hubs and I decided to adopt a dog.
And same year as getting a house.
Same year, within a couple months of having the place. And I never saw myself really adopting an animal and having a pet. I thought I wasn't that person. I thought that pets honestly didn't love me. I thought animals didn't love me. I just assumed that they didn't like me because I had some weird child stuff with animals. There was one time I was walking with a friend, and she was like, "Oh my God, you have to meet the sweetest dog in the neighborhood. His name's Oreo." I'm 8, by the way, and the dog bites my pants, and he's pulling on it. He's like barking. He doesn't like me at all. Or attachment issues. There was some weird stuff. I just thought I wouldn't be a good dog mom. And we adopted Rosie. She's like a pit mix, and we love her. She's so sweet. It was one of the best decisions I've made this year and in my life.
There was a moment when Leah got concerned about Rosie's health. Rosie had surgery to get fixed, right? And I was so surprised because this had been like you had her for a week?
A couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. And I was already surprised that Leah got a dog, but then like this poor puppy is struggling, is kind of out of it after the surgery.
Because they left a mechanism that puts the sleeping medicine in
like
them.
Like an IV or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They left that in there. They forgot to take it out.
And it should have been out by the time that she was out of surgery. Yeah. So she was kind of down and depressed and not herself. Already you're picking up on that, right? 2 weeks and it's like, and you were, oh my God, so panicked, so emotional, so concerned for your daughter. And it was just, I was like, damn. Like we went from, I didn't think this was possible to nobody needs to stand in the way between Leah and her puppy.
Rosie.
They're picking the wrong battle.
Oh my God. No, that terrified me. Like, oh my God.
I know.
It was like a couple hours it had been in.
And she was okay.
Yeah, she's okay.
But you were...
I was livid.
Yeah.
I was livid.
You were also heartbroken. Yeah. You were worried. You were like, I can't lose her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm so glad that you found a fur baby to show you that animal love, because animals are so healing and so sweet.
Yeah.
So career stuff I'm actually pretty grateful for this year. First off, that I put myself out there a lot more.
You really did.
Than I have in the past. And with that said, there are career goals that I didn't technically meet, but I made significant progress on them. And I'm holding on to that because I've been pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So I'm proud. I'm proud of being uncomfortable, having put myself out there.
Yeah.
And feeling the results of that.
Yeah.
I've met new people that I really like. I've had different experiences. One of them being that I've really been getting into podcasts this year. That's kind of been a goal, and I love it.
Yeah, you're really good at editing podcasts.
Thank you. I love editing them. I love getting to work with people who care about their podcasts. I think that's really cool. And that's something I want to continue to do in 2023.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's really awesome. I feel like this year, more than ever, I prioritized people, the people that really, I don't know, all different kinds of people that I'm really close to, and making more of an effort to get to know people that I don't know. And I just think it led to a more fulfilling year.
Yeah. More connection, maybe?
More connection. And because I've also been really wanting more connection with my family, and because they're like my close friends, and making memories with family. Like for the first time, I made an effort to make the most of each season that came. Because I didn't want to have any regrets on missing out on the joys of what a certain season can bring. So like seeing the cherry blossoms with you, that was like really fun in the spring, and had like a little Halloween party, and I don't know, like
enjoying your pool in the summer. Like that was a big deal.
Dates with the hubs in the pool, and it was really great. And I feel like I'm leaving the year feeling fulfilled in that.
Like you don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. So a big deal for us this year, the later part of the year in August, is that we moved.
Yeah, you and the hubs.
Me and the hubs and the cat. We moved.
That's right. Oh my God, we moved in the same year.
We did. And it's been amazing. My husband and I have had roommates for about 4 years.
Oh my God.
Well, we got married in 2018, and we've had roommates before and after that time until this year. And, you know, as I mentioned before, Noah and I were not quite in the same place that we were in 2021, you know? And having the space that you talked about, too, like having your own space, having your own freedom, your own room to breathe, not having to accommodate other people that you're also not as intimate with, you know, it's amazing. And I feel for anybody else out there right now who's having to deal with roommates and stuff, it's tough, but I am grateful for that. I really am, because it's really hard, like now more than ever, with inflation, with fucking renting costs right now. It's fucking crazy. Even if you have like a good roommate and you have enough space, I am an introvert. If you have enough space, if you have enough room, that can make so much of a difference, your go-to living space. And my heart goes out to anybody who is unhappy with that right now in their life, because it's tough to make a lot of good come out of that if you're feeling like where your home is not where your heart is, where if home is kind of not as safe or as warm or as welcoming, as private, whatever the thing is that you're missing. I feel for you, and I'm hoping that, you know, maybe some little change can happen this year to kind of help that, because that's been a big deal for me and my hubs. So
yeah, I was so happy when you guys moved to this apartment. It's so nice. One of the hardest things that I tackled this year for me personally was communicating the honest stuff with the people that I care about the most, because I discovered that I have a fear of abandonment. And I saw as a kid that honest communication about the not so pretty stuff led to abandonment, basically, or like fear of being abandoned. Like I would see it with conflict in my parents, and just like whenever mom would try to be honest about stuff, like it was just
a bit of a shit show.
Yeah, it was. And so I had a hard time communicating honest stuff with the people who are really close to me. And I tackled that this year. I really tried to not do that anymore, because what I realized was, out of fear of abandonment, and you're trying to save yourself from that, by not openly communicating, you're building resentment in your heart, which is pulling you away from those people anyway. It was just crazy. It was kind of like a mind-blowing revelation I had.
Yes.
And I want to continue to work on it in 2023.
Right.
But I've started that, and I'm really grateful that I finally have.
And I'm proud of you, because that's been something that's gone on for a long time for you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming, that you've been more transparent, more honest, more upfront, more confrontational. Like even when it hasn't been pretty, like you said. I think it is getting out of your comfort zone in a way, in a different way.
Yeah. Because you also feel like you're going to lose something if you do. Like, that was the fear with it. It's like, there's a potential that I might lose this if I...
Something's at stake.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely at stake. It feels like it.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
When it's not, but...
Well, with the right people, it's not. I guess
with
that's
the right
people,
it's not. That's true.
People who love you want to be able to communicate openly and honestly, communicate needs, communicate issues, whatever.
Yeah.
If people are giving you a hard time about being able to do that, that's a problem. Like, that is a legitimate issue.
Right.
Yeah,
that's really true. Thanks for clarifying that.
So, getting real here.
Oh, boy.
I tackled some health stuff this year.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Oh, man.
I did.
Yeah, you really did.
I did. I have a bit of an anxiety with doctors in general. Like, it doesn't matter the doctor. And to be honest, I think that's part of why I've been a little bit hesitant with therapy.
Yeah.
Too. Not that therapists and doctors are the same thing. Please don't people come at me. I'm just saying that people who have to evaluate you in some way.
That's kind of scary.
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
A little weird. And for the first time ever, I went to the OBGYN.
Yep.
And we'll probably do another episode on some of that because I have some unique health issues there that are really, really fun. Really, really isolating. And for the first time ever, I went to the OBGYN and I went twice.
Yeah.
Due to some health stuff that I have going on. And that was super uncomfortable. Like, I'm not saying I liked it. I actually said to Leah and my mom and my husband, I was like, it's the first time I really wanted to punch something because I was feeling frustrated and at a bit of a loss with some of the stuff that I'm going through right now. And it's not resolved. It's not fixed.
Yeah.
But I did something that at 18, I could not have done, which was just to go get a pap smear. Seriously, like when I was 17, I had like my last doctor's appointment at 17. Mom's like, okay, well, we'll schedule you in next year for, and I'm like,
what?
No.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. There's no way I'm getting a pap smear. There's no way. And getting healthcare in general is a privilege. If you can afford it, if you can have access to it, like that in itself is something to be grateful for, right?
Yeah.
But some of us, even with access to that,
it's still scary.
There is still part of me that worries about the money. There is still part of me that worries.
Yeah, like it still does cost money.
It still costs money. It also, there's part of me that doesn't want to go and to be told something that I already know.
Yeah.
And then to have wasted my courage, my time, and money because I've been kind of fucked over by doctors in the past in my life. So I'm proud of myself. I'm grateful that I had the experiences that I've had because they challenged me. They made me grow.
Wasted your courage is an interesting thing to say.
Because that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
In those moments, I am mustering what I can because it really is like my weak point is sitting on the fucking what is that? The little bed,
doctor's bed thing.
The bed on in the OBGYN. That is me at my weakest and most vulnerable and most shameful place because of the stuff I have going on. And again, I do want to talk about this because I think it's really important to help other women not feel so isolated in some of the health stuff that we're going through.
Yeah.
Vaginas are fucking weird. And
they are. They got mine of their own.
Yeah. And my God, again, my heart goes out to anybody who's struggling with that because it can feel so isolating if something's going wrong down there. If something's going wrong in general with your health and doctors are kind of like, I don't really know how to help you.
Oh my God, that's
awful.
Arguably one of the worst things you can experience.
The expert in this field is telling you,
I don't know.
There's not much we can do.
That's a little weird.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
like, Jesus.
Let's hope that works for you. Yeah, no.
But I do have a good ending to this, which
Please.
is I also tackled some mental health stuff and I started on Zoloft. I actually, to clarify, I started on Lexapro.
Oh, that's right.
And that didn't work for me. I felt a bit like a zombie. But I changed from Lexapro to Zoloft, and I felt really good. I'm just feeling like some of my panic attacks are happening less or are less intense because I feel like, in general, my state of overwhelm is not so crazy all the time. I just feel like I'm not feeling everything less, but I'm feeling some of the stressful stuff less for sure. Like, I'm noticing that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I can be a little bit more present and it's not taking so much effort.
Oh, that's really cool. That's a really cool thing.
So to anyone considering maybe doing some meds, trying some meds in 2023, consider that. Like, I'm cheering you on to find that courage to see if you can get a prescription. It's not easy and I feel that.
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel like this year, too, I've been in a stronger mental place than I had been. And I think being in my own home help that significantly.
Environment change.
Yeah, environment change. And I prioritize some self-exploration and just kind of rediscovering my values and what's important to me and what doesn't align with those values. It's helped me to be more sure of who I am and my trajectory, which has helped my overall mental health.
Right.
I want to continue that in 2023.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
You're allowing yourself to change.
Yeah, and that can be the hardest thing because who you are or your patterns of living, it's like what you know, and changing that can be scary.
Sure.
Changing your mindsets can be scary because it's what you know, and it's hard to uproot that.
Yeah.
And to recognize something you're so used to and to challenge that and to continue to believe for the better for yourself.
100%. Yeah.
And realizing that uprooting some stuff and rediscovering yourself might be necessary.
Right. Especially if there's certain growth you want to see happen. You have to let some stuff go.
Yeah.
Gotta trim the weeds, right?
Let it go.
No, don't
Why did I do
it.
No.
No. Slow-mo, just no.
Oh, speaking of, well, actually, no, I won't say that because it's kind of mean on Idina Menzel, where she's like, storm parades.
No, that's actually really funny.
Okay.
Because this is the New Year, and it was the New Year performance.
The New Year oh my gosh, there was this performance.
I think it was going into 2015 or 2014.
Was it 2015? I don't know. I just know that Idina Menzel, she was like performing in New York.
She was performing live in New York, and it was cold.
Cold,
it was
outside.
Snowing.
Yeah.
December 31st.
Before the New Year.
Before the New Year. We were with some friends. This is high school when this happened. Oh my God, we were watching the TV.
Yeah.
Watching her sing Let It Go.
Let it go. Yeah.
And we were so disappointed.
It's the moment. You know, the epic moment you think of when you think of that song, the storm rage on, and the poor babe. It was
like a whole step below.
Like just, oh my God. It was so painful to hear and to witness.
It was flat. It was a very flat note. And to me, it was funny. Like, as I'm watching
it was really funny.
Like, it was like, storm rage on. Like,
it was just...
It was so climactic. And the thing is it wasn't even just that note that sucked so bad. Like, even the beginning was off. I'm like, what is her problem?
And she sounded really different. Like, really, action is on. It was just like, are you the same person?
Dude,
I felt bad.
That auto-tune was needed. Like, it was sad. And I know it's cold. Like, I get it. But, like, if you're not going to hit it, don't belt it.
Don't try.
Like, just use your head voice. Just don't embarrass yourself. Yeah. Instead of going, it was so bad.
It was really sad.
Feel bad for her.
Yeah, I do too.
She's in Disenchanted, which you hope to watch later.
Oh, yeah.
So she's still getting work, you know?
She's
but
fine.
My God.
That was, cringe.
So a couple other things I'm really grateful for in 2022. And this is the last couple things I have. The first half of the year before we moved, I took a lot of walks with my friend and my former neighbor, Alicia. Shout out to her. I really enjoyed them. And, you know, usually when I've taken walks in the past, it's just been me and it's been my music and whatever podcasts that I've been listening to. But I really enjoyed having the company.
Yeah.
And it's given me some ideas for some other health goals I have going into 2023. I think having a trusted friend and just somebody who I'm enjoying their company, they're not demanding on me, but I'm still accountable to doing this thing with them, doing this activity, was just really awesome. And then I also really enjoyed tennis. I got back into that this year and I want to do more. Like, it's been so fun playing with my siblings and my hubs, and some of that muscle memory is still there.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so I just want to kind of continue doing more of that this year. I appreciate it. I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I enjoy trying to get better.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And I mean, you can play against the wall.
Yeah.
Which is less fun.
It's still something.
Just me and my hubs can do it and it's fun. And take that out of context, why don't you? Just me and my hubs can do it and it's so fun.
It's so fun.
This is an advertisement for tennis.
Wow.
Yeah. But then the one last thing I had was that Noah and I also had more time away together than we ever have.
Yes, you did. You guys prioritized that this year.
Well, we could afford it. Like, that's the thing, you know? I know that money can't buy happiness, but money can buy opportunities. Money can buy experiences. Money can buy some things that are hard to get otherwise, and we're not the richest people in the fucking world, but we had some really lovely experiences this year that I'm really grateful for. Yeah. And a couple of those were these like short weekend getaways that we did.
Yeah.
And it was just nice. I admit it's hard for me to kind of adjust to that in that short of a time span.
Yeah.
And I think part of me has trouble in general with the idea of vacation. I'm supposed to do nothing? What?
Right.
You know, I'm always like, I got something to do. You know, I work at home, so breaking away from home, I love her, but my cat, you know, any responsibilities I normally have.
Babies. Yeah.
I love her, you know, but just breaking away from the norm to kind of reset, experience something different, experience something new with someone you love.
Yeah. Or yourself, yeah.
But in the case for me,
which still is someone you love.
Well, it should be. Someone you love should also be yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was really refreshing. It was really nice. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be big. Like for us, like we were very, very local is what I'm talking about. But it was enough to just feel like a special thing. And because it was. So.
Yeah. No, I'm really glad you guys did that. And that was something kind of cool you were talking on too with Alicia and making new friendships. Like yes. I was able to make a new friend this year too. And I thought that was just kind of, I don't know, like it was just nice and like making an actual friend. And you have to let go of friendships that, and Mel Robbins talks about that.
Yeah.
Letting go of friendships that aren't what you need anymore and you're not what they need anymore. Like it's okay to move on. Doesn't mean that you're going to move on forever, but like if you have to move on for the season, it's okay. And discovering friendships that really nourish you and where you're at. And I was able to find a true friend this year and she's awesome. And I haven't asked if she wants her information like disclosed to the podcast, so I might not say her name. But yeah, she's really great. And we met just playing online, playing Toontown Rewritten and having a fun time. So keeping an open mind that you can still make new friends as an adult, I think is important too.
And where you can find them.
And where you can find them. Being open-minded to that and not being judgy of that, I think is important.
Yeah, it's okay to make a new online friend and they can be a legitimate friend.
Yeah.
Like, that's totally cool.
Yeah. There's like two more things that I'm grateful for. One of them being, I mean, there's a lot more that I'm grateful for.
I was going to say, only two
obviously,
things?
But
what a bitch.
For the sake of time, I realized that in working on me and my husband's communication that like we have some similar dreams that I didn't know that we had.
Oh, that's good.
And one of them being open-minded to discovering different places or like having eventually when we have money, like having places in different locations and stuff and not being just so tied down to one place. And being like wanting to explore and stuff. And I just thought in 2023, I want to bond more on our love for adventure. I think that's going to be really cool. The last thing that I'm grateful for is that I was finally in a place mentally where I felt ready to a certain degree to start this podcast with you.
Yes.
And we had been talking about it for a while. I'm really grateful that we get to do this and that we're doing it.
That was something I had listed that I forgot to say, which was being able to start recording this with you was something I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Because the reality is that our FaceTime calls are a lot like this.
Yes.
When we call each other, which is like a lot.
Yeah, we're really close.
We talk a lot like how we're talking now. Like our conversations, they're not usually structured with a theme, but a theme usually arises. Yeah, it occurs from the conversation. We're talking about stuff that is, you know, it's fucking with us or we are proud of something we did or whatever. And we've really helped each other.
Yeah.
And it's so cool to finally, essentially, record our FaceTime combos.
Mm-hmm. And to have that. And to include you guys in on that. And I'm grateful. We're grateful that you guys are here.
I'm really grateful for you. Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. And thank you for listening. And thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yeah. That's a hard thing to share.
Yeah. Your time is an extremely valuable resource. And we want to make sure we're giving to you in that time and not taking from you. So thank you for sharing. So 2023 hopes,
2023.
Intentions. Yeah.
Wow. We're here.
I'm going to knock off a few because I kind of have separated this into career and personal stuff.
Okay.
So because I don't have a whole lot yet to say about what has happened yet, and this is all future, some career stuff I hope to accomplish or I hope to get closer to accomplishing. Is first and foremost in career, continuing the momentum I have as a business owner.
Yes.
Tackling more podcast and client work.
Because you're on fire.
Thank you. I there's a lot that I have yet to accomplish. And I'm just, instead of thinking, there's a lot I have yet to accomplish, it's, oh my God, there's so much potential. There's so much untapped
so much
stuff.
yet to accomplish.
There's so much yet to accomplish. There's so much yet to tap into. So that's a big thing for me.
Untapped into potential.
Yes, there's so much untapped potential. Untapped potential. Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Untapped. Untappity tap. The second thing is I want to give more value to others via social media, work on my consistency there. Yeah. I do enjoy creating some posts and stuff that I feel like are unique to the brand that I'm trying to build, but also in the industries that I am in. So
yeah, you're intentional.
Thank you.
With what you post. I notice.
Continue to do that, maybe being more consistent with email newsletters, that kind of thing.
Oh.
Trying to figure out if I want to focus more on blogs, on email newsletters, because I really do enjoy writing. And I've also been trying to get into Twitter more.
Yeah.
And I like it because I do like writing, just generally, writing words, not just music. So I hope to continue to do some of that. I want to have some paid products on my website and explore some more with passive income. I'm already working on some stuff that I hope to have already out by the beginning of this year, if not earlier. But I want to explore more of that because that can be really helpful.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in a service-based industry, it's like there's so much that is dependent on the time you have to apply to a project or something in order to get that dough. And so it's just really a nice concept to think, okay, I can have this product, a digital thing, sitting here on my website that I'm already fucking paying for.
Yeah.
Might as well make some more money if I can, if something is valuable enough. That doesn't require my time.
Right. Make that money.
It requires it once, and then you're good. So I like that idea. I want to kind of explore that more because I haven't. And then I have, of course, I want to achieve some of the monetary goals I've set for myself in 2023. That's a big deal for me. Important.
You gotta make that dough.
Yeah. And then, again, to have released a whole year's worth of weekly episodes with you. That is another hope, another goal for 2023 is to have a whole year's worth of sisational episodes.
That's awesome. That's all your stuff?
No, I do have some personal stuff.
Personal stuff? You want to keep going while you're at it?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So in terms of...
Fill me in.
So in terms of personal stuff, I want to create some consistent habits for physical activity that I really enjoy. Like I said, I really enjoyed walking with my friend.
That's really important. If you're thinking on doing physical activity, trying to incorporate that into the new year, Yeah. It's important to do something that you love because in the end, you're going to be more consistent with something that you love than something that's going to burn the cows faster.
You want something that is sustainable.
Sustainable, long term.
Not only effective,
right,
but sustainable.
I found that for me, I don't find a lot of pleasure in stuff that's like burns a lot of calories intensely and quickly.
Like high intensity interval training.
Yeah, that's not, I don't love it. No. But I love beautiful bike rides.
Right.
It helps me. It literally just helps my mind and stuff. I didn't mean to interrupt, but
You're
it's
fine.
just,
no, yeah.
As people think on that, it's just important to.
Yeah. In that light, I've been wanting to explore maybe even like more dancing stuff.
Yeah. I'd be keen to do that with you.
I know, right? Like, I'm not a dancer at all, but I do know a rhythm when I hear one.
In our family, they're like, Mom's really good at dance. Like, she's always had like a love for it.
I believe it. I think a lot of it is musicians admire dancers and dancers admire musicians.
Oh, okay, that checks out.
They both need each other.
Yeah.
Every artist has like a backup dancer and every dancer is dancing to some artist's song. So
that's true.
What comes around goes around when it comes to that. But I definitely want to continue the tennis and walking, right? And I've really considered maybe looking into some local group stuff around here because I've heard, funny enough, from my counselor, way to go, Chad, he had lost a lot of weight by doing a group activity. And he kept saying, I'll just do it by myself. And he signed up for a class. And what do you know? He's being held accountable and he's really enjoying it. And so I've been considering doing that, like maybe getting into some group activities or something.
That's brave.
I was going to say, it's super scary as an introvert, but I've already had a bit of experience with that with my friend Alicia, and that's been so awesome. So I'm kind of considering maybe that's something I need. And to feel healthier for me, I would like to lose some weight, but I want to be realistic with what I want to achieve and how to fit that into my daily life and other goals, because the reality is there's several goals that are very important to me, probably equal in importance.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to shift my whole life around certain goals. I want to try to embed them already into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So part of my plan between now and the start of the year is going to be, how can I make it small? How can I make it bite-sized? How can I make it consistent?
That's great that you're already thinking about that.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's setting yourself up for a win.
A couple other personal things. I'd like to continue couples therapy and to also maybe have another getaway with Noah this year, but maybe for longer. I'd like to consider, instead of doing a shorter one, maybe we could pull off something a little bit longer. I think we could both benefit from that.
Yeah.
And definitely want to get some financial stuff in check, lower some credit card debt, that kind of thing.
Hey, yo.
Adulting.
Hashtag adulting.
I want to visit more in person with family and friends. We did a lot of visits this past year, but I think I could even pull off some more. And I also want to be proactive about scheduling calls every week, because I usually do that.
Yeah.
And then finally, last but not least, the core of my very being at this point, I have kind of gotten derailed. I want to say ever since we moved, maybe a little bit after, in regards to my daily tracking and my weekly reviews. I do those things religiously, and I want to make sure I start off the year strong with those, because I track my days and my weeks, my months, my quarters.
Track your days.
I do. I really do. I do it all in Notion. It's a software that is designed to help people really collaborate with others, is kind of its main thing. But it's not just for collaborating with other people. I use it all the time to keep my life in order, to organize my life.
You've been using that since 2021, haven't you been
consistently since 2021? But I've used other things before then. And Notion is the thing that I've been able to stick to, because I've been able to customize it enough to how I think and what I need.
Yeah.
So with a little bit of work up front, you can create something that is, again, designed to help you succeed, to set you up for a win, because you know yourself, you know what you need. So if you need something to look more minimal on your phone and not so fucking crazy and chaotic, you can do that. If you need a simple to-do list, you can do that. It's very flexible. So I love it, and I track a lot in there, because for me, I need to see the evidence of the things that I'm doing, and I need to see patterns of things that's not working. So when I do my weekly reviews, I'm tracking the things that I did that I'm proud of, and I'm also tracking the things that were my low points of the week. And what I can see at a month's glance, at a quarter's glance, at a week's glance, is what were the recurring highs, the things that made me feel good, and what were the recurring lows, the things that didn't make me feel so good. Because then I can change behavior based on the things I'm seeing that are coming up consistently.
Yeah, and you've recorded it, so you know exactly what's bothering you. That's perfect.
A lot of what I feel can help me succeed is based on being able to track the things that I'm doing and the things that I want to change. So, yeah. So that's me for 2023.
I love that. You've been so great with Notion and just streamlining your life.
I'm a little addicted to it, I think.
I think it helps you thrive. It fills you. It's something that really... I love the best self journal.
Yes.
And I was kind of mad because they had gotten rid of the format that really helped me, that had the wins for the day and all that stuff. And then they got rid of it. But they got the old version back. And so I got one that I want to start using in 2023.
And that's called the Best Self Journal.
Yeah, it is really good.
Which is a physical planner that is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And in regards to Notion too, the reason why planning and stuff is so important is because for anyone who struggles with anxiety and overwhelm, when you can make stuff bite-sized, sometimes you need a system that can help you achieve that. So there are tools and resources. I will probably continue to talk about them throughout the course of this podcast.
Yeah, the Notion queen.
But that kind of stuff can really help. In addition to your meds, in addition to your therapy, a system in place can really help you. So
just makes life easier. Yeah, that's something going into 2023. Oh, God, that sounds weird saying that out loud.
You said earlier, this is way before we started recording, that you were still writing 2021.
I'm still having a hard time with it. I still sometimes write 21 in my journal. And I'm like, oh, dang it. That was a year ago, baby. I'm having a hard time.
That was so last year. Get ready for those jokes coming in.
Oh, my God.
January 1st.
I won't see you till next year.
Oh my God, kill me.
That was interesting earlier, what you said about wanting to see family more.
Yeah.
In 2023. I feel like I've seen everybody pretty good besides our youngest sibling. I feel like I need to get in some more time.
I agree.
With that.
I agree.
With that amazing human being, because...
I agree. Yeah, they are still a minor. They can't drive yet. I think they'll get their permit soon.
Yeah.
So
it's the most wonderful time
of your teenage years.
Where you think of driving through McDonald's drive-thrus.
That's your...
It was great.
Very much your fantasy.
Yeah, it was for a while.
Still is.
No. Well, yeah, kind of. I still am in love with McDonald's.
Going to McDonald's and getting
really
in shape.
True. Something that I want to start this year, I'm going to do some streaming on Twitch and just, oh my God, just cozy, chill games, chill stuff at like ungodly hours.
I like that.
Where people who have a hard time falling asleep, like myself.
Right.
Or if you wake up from a bad dream and you just need white noise. There's something comforting about knowing someone is awake when you're trying to sleep. And I think it kind of comes from you and me living in a big house and like other family members always being awake when you went to sleep. I still find a lot of comfort in that. And I want to be that person for somebody.
I love that.
So definitely going to do that.
Do you know what kind of stuff you would stream?
Yeah, like Toontown rewritten for sure.
Oh my God.
I want to eventually do the Switch Animal Crossing. I have some tech issues with that.
Okay.
But it's because Switch is stupid to stream. And Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's a new game that is on PC and Switch.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Cozy games, cute stuff.
So this is like relaxing stuff.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Could be chill. Yeah. I'm excited.
Oh my God.
I'm excited. And I've picked out like the stream overlays and stuff.
Oh yeah?
Creating the vibe and stuff.
Good. Oh my God.
I'm getting some stuff done for that. So I'm excited.
That's awesome.
I want to continue taking advantage of like the seasons as they come. I love nature. I'm in love with nature. So yeah, seeing the cherry blossoms in the spring, that is a really big thing for me. Enjoying the fall and enjoying the summer in the pool, making memories with family. Like I want to continue that. Like I started in 2022.
Yeah. You really took on a role of trying to create a lot more memories and initiating get-togethers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because you had the space for it, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I thought that was really interesting because you were really like, I want everybody to come over and hang out. And I want everybody to, you know, wear a costume to the costume party and hang out. Like,
yes.
Just making the opportunity for that was all you. Yeah.
Just having fun. While we can. Have fun.
Yeah.
I want to continue to work on my anxiety and just making life easier.
Yeah.
Streamlining life to make stuff easier and to continue to be on my own team. And that takes work, especially when you do have anxiety. It's just easy to listen to that voice and not be like, hey, this is not healthy for you. I want to continue to work on being on top of that as much as I can. And like implementing things that's going to help me with that, like meditation. But like you said, not doing it because I should do it, but just because I want to. And I know it's going to just help me. And I deserve to not feel anxious.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a really good way of looking at that. And that's, I think, how people should look at their physical health too. Not, I should lose this amount of weight because I want to be skinny, or I should gain this much because I don't want to be skinny. Whatever it is, whatever people are telling you, should not be the should.
Right.
It should be, I deserve to feel good.
Yeah.
What are those things that might make me feel good?
Right.
Not slaving away to this thing that you're making yourself do.
Yeah.
Because that's not a great reason to be doing something.
And that's not fulfilling.
No.
Yeah, I love that. I need to get better about communicating boundaries.
Yeah.
As a general thing. How the heck I'm going to start with that? I don't know, but I know speaking it into existence it's gonna help. At least part of it. Manifesting. Something that I want to eventually do, if I have the money this year, there's a couple things if I end up getting the money this year, I would love to do. One of those things is sort of redoing my closet and really doing a big cleanup on clothes that don't make me feel good. And just...
Oh, like a wardrobe change.
Like a wardrobe change. Like getting rid of the clothes that do not make me feel good.
Oh.
And investing in stuff. It doesn't have to be expensive stuff, but investing in stuff that makes me feel good.
Out with the old
and with the new. Embodying confidence, like all that kind of stuff. And that starts with the little things.
Loving everything that you buy, loving everything that you wear.
Loving everything that you wear because it helps you love how you feel about yourself. Yeah. So that's important. And I would like to start therapy, I think, this year, if I have the budget for it. Again, like some money-related stuff, but I would like to do some therapy again. Finding the right fit and a counselor, because therapy has helped. I feel like I've had a hard time finding the right counselor for me.
I can relate to that, yeah.
But I feel like it'd be good because, again, it will continue to help life be easier.
Yeah.
And all that good stuff.
I love that. Do you think you'd try to do something local or do something online? How do you think you'd do that?
Probably local or online.
I didn't really answer.
Either one of the two. I think and that's the thing. Like, I think I'm going to kind of have to shop around for a counselor.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I need to do my research and experiment with, I hate to say that, but it is true. If it's an awkward fit,
it's not going to work. It's not going to make you stick with it.
No.
Yeah.
And that's been my
And that's
pattern.
okay. That's okay. Like, you want somebody who you don't have to feel like you got to work so hard to be able to talk to them.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it should feel pretty easy in terms of talking to them. I'm not saying the homework is, but,
yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be easy to talk to them.
It shouldn't feel like a huge internal
burden.
Struggle.
Yeah. Shouldn't make you anxious trying to talk to your counselor.
I'm not saying that still doesn't happen to people or to me, but it'd be nice if the counselor didn't put you off in some like very, very obvious way and that's making it hard for you to.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I don't think counselors are also free from having their own toxic traits.
Oh, I agree.
So you can have some weird counselors.
Ooh. Spicy.
Yikes. You're never above
being human.
Yeah, I guess that's the way to say it.
We all have the ability to be toxic. I mean,
yeah. You're never above that, I guess.
We say stay away from toxic people. We are all toxic people.
That's fair.
We're trying to minimize the toxicity we have.
Yeah, we're trying to manage it.
Trying to manage it, bring it down a couple of notches.
So that way it's not obvious that I'm toxic. Oh, God. I want to follow through with our goals as a team that you and I have placed for this year with this podcast, with some of the awesome music that we've created.
Yes.
Like, I want to start bringing that music to people who need it and like following through with that, seeing that whole process completed.
To clarify, for people who are listening, Leah and I make music together.
Yeah.
And we've made a few songs that, actually, one of them is the intro song to this podcast.
It is. I hope you feel that all my love for you is real.
The weird acoustic version.
Oh my God, that's so awkward.
But we make music together, and the songs that we like to write are songs that we want to try to place in TV, ads, movies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they're usually very themed. Lyrically, they're usually very, very strong when it comes to a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely keen to do more of that this year, along with you, too.
Because I feel like in the past, something that I had to work on in 2020, what years now? I'm getting confused.
Probably since 2020.
I would say since 2020, is that I tend to self-sabotage. And I also discovered that I believed equally at the same time that I could be a successful person, but that I would also, by me being myself, would ruin my success.
That's awful.
It's awful. But I realized what my fears were, and I was fearful that I would mess up my career.
Because you're just you.
Just because of me. And so, like, I believed I could be successful, and I believed that I would also ruin it at the same time.
Whereas you need you to be successful.
You have to be the one that's going to pave the way for yourself to be successful. And that fear was instilled in me by just some past stuff that happened that after talking to you about it, I realized that wasn't even my fault, but like, it's just easy to blame yourself sometimes. And it was easier to blame me for some weird stuff that happened when I was a kid. I realized there was a fear that had no ground. Like, it had no foundation. And
there was experiences, I think, in your past that affected it, that created it, but that you actually couldn't find. You couldn't find the real reason to blame yourself for it.
Right.
Yeah. That was kind of your anxieties.
Yeah.
Not truth speaking to you.
Right. The voice of the anxiety.
Yeah.
Lastly, my last thing that I would love to do, whether or not I'm going to have the money for it, I have no idea. But I would love to travel to London by the end of 2023.
And this surprised me when you said this to me a couple months back. You said you wanted to travel to London.
Yep.
Why London again? I know we talk about this in another episode that were recorded, but
I wanted to, like, when I was a kid and I was reading a book and like the girl was in London and she just it just sounded fantasy.
Can I say
romanticized? The book? Oh my God. Yeah, go for it.
For any of you,
I don't recommend the books, by the way.
I don't either.
They're trash.
Wait, hold on. Let me say what the book is, and then can you explain why it's trash? Because this is really interesting.
Yeah.
To clarify, once again, we were sheltered and we had access to some hand-me-down books, actually.
Yeah.
There was this one series called the Christy Miller series.
It's so bad.
If any of you have read this shit...
Oh my God, can we just crap talk that together?
Please tell us. Well, I want to know why you're shit talking this. Tell me why Christy Miller is trash.
Because there was some comments that stuck out to me in those books that And I, oh, this is gonna be.
They were religious in nature.
Religious in nature, but there was a lot of emphasis on the fact that she was skinny and that she could eat like a lot of pancakes and it not show kind of comments made by like her grandmother and like some weird triggering stuff. Yeah. So I was like, okay, so she obviously must have the perfect body and like perfect skin. And like she got this like dreamboat of a boyfriend that like
somehow
he was really romanticized and I felt like really extremely unrealistic. And it was just weird. Like their dynamic as a couple was weird. And like I felt like she had a hard time talking to him about some stuff because he was such a dreamboat. And like how could things be wrong?
Interesting, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This chick, Christy Miller, she went on a missions trip to London. And she was just, the book
okay, but
was,
like who goes on a missions trip to London? That's
yeah, exactly. I don't know.
Was it a missions trip or was it something else?
It was supposed to be a missions trip. From my memory, anyway.
Okay. I thought it was like a college thing.
You know what? Now that I think about it, the books that we read really kind of, it's funny how we were, how the small choices can kind of affect what you end up deciding in your own life. How I romanticized running, even though I hated it, was like how it was talked about in some of the books that we read. Like this teenage girl running around a park and every morning and like it was just her thing. And I was like, oh yeah, I want a thing. Yeah, that was the Brio Girls series.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff that kind of messed me up was from books. Yeah.
From books? That's why you don't read anymore.
Yeah, that's probably partially, honestly.
Because you were fucking triggered in the books.
I was.
God damn.
Yeah.
I'm learning this right now. So certain books that you read as a kid triggered you and maybe instilled some, one, unrealistic expectations, two, not very healthy habits for a teenage kid to be doing.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But London was talked about in one of the books.
So in a romantic way, right? Because it was like, it was such a big deal that she went on this trip. Because the character was sheltered. If I remember correctly, her going to London was
a big thing.
It was like, oh my God. Like, even though she's 18, she's like allowed to be out of the house. Like,
this stuff was weird.
Man.
Like, and she was picked on for wearing like a one piece, like they called it green bean or something.
I remember that too.
Like, there was just weird. Only the weird stuff stuck with me from all that time reading those books.
I had a bathing suit one time, and I felt like a green bean in it.
But your swimsuit was pretty.
I did not feel pretty in it. I did not.
Well, who feels pretty in a swimsuit?
Well, you can.
You can.
That's something I've learned. Well,
yes,
I'm learning.
Yeah, working on right now. Yeah, that's true.
All that to say, Christy Miller, fuck you.
Yeah, I hate your books. No, not fun. But yeah, London, hopefully.
If you like them, I'm curious to know why. And, if you have a healthy relationship with the series.
Yeah, I really hated them so much.
I liked them, but they were unrealistic.
Very unrealistic.
They were.
Like, sickening unrealistic. Like, are you serious right now?
And I mean, most romantic dramas are, like, let's be real, like most fictional romantic, whether or not it's a book or it's a movie, it's usually kind of like, wow, all the stars are aligning for you guys. It's not like there's a script written, so it happens.
Right.
So I get it. But it's especially weird because these books were targeted at young girls.
Yeah.
Christian girls.
And
I'm sorry, but not every guy that you meet or girl that you meet is a Todd from the Christy Miller series.
Yeah, no.
And even like you said, the dynamic was kind of weird.
It was a little weird.
Like I felt like she didn't advocate as much for herself and that she was a bit more, I don't want to say submissive, but just subdued. I feel like sometimes compared to her boyfriend Todd, she was more subdued. She wasn't as strong in her own decisions and identity and stuff.
Yeah, because how strong he was, I think, made her question herself.
Kind of overshadowed
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't think that was involved with some of the stuff. This is news.
Yeah, man. Big time, I would say.
Another thing those books did, the Brio Girls books.
Yeah.
So we're talking about two different series, the Christy Miller and the Brio Girls. The other thing that those books did too was they inspired me to write the song When Stars Fall.
Yeah.
Because one of the book titles was that.
And that's the book I'm talking about with the girl who ran.
Because she was homeschooled. Like her character, she was the homeschooled one.
Yeah.
And she was athletic. She was 5'7". I remember being like, oh, 5'7". I want to be 5'7".
And they also showed, and something that I kind of wish, I don't know, they had pictures of these girls like on the book covers.
They were like photoshopped and pretty.
They were photoshopped and so gorgeous. And like.
And again, these books are targeted at preteen and teen girls.
Yeah.
they're very impressionable. Anybody at that age is impressionable.
Yeah.
And especially given the sheltered circumstances, of our upbringing, that ain't a great combo.
No.
Yeah. No, I hear you on that. What a whirlwind.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about those books in a long time.
Yeah, probably for a reason, I guess.
Yeah, probably just, blocked it out. That's why I want to do therapy this year.
Hey, counselor. I want to talk to you about this book series I read when I was 12.
Yeah, can we just gloss on this?
Can you unpack this shit for me?
Can we just crap talk?
Can you help me with this trauma from this book?
Please.
Chapter 1, right here, we have an issue.
Right here. Yeah, quite literally. That's the one with the pancakes.
Because did it talk about her weight?
That's what I'm saying. It went into detail.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the way the author describes this girl in the very beginning of the book,
long,
it goes into
hair.
her hair, but I even thought her weight. It said specific things.
Yeah, I think it says specific numbers.
I can't remember those numbers. I feel like it was. Yeah. That's the thing. It's kind of weird.
That's what I'm saying. It was a weird book. Weird series. I don't recommend it for any woman, any teenage kid. Heck no.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Hashtag Celine Dion. Interesting. Well, I hope you guys had some fun with this ride that we just took.
Yeah, it was quite the interesting journey.
Especially that end.
Yeah.
What a third act.
But something else I'm looking forward to in 2023 is just, working on this podcast with you.
100%.
It's going to be great.
And I'm looking forward to getting to know
our
listeners.
You. Yes.
I want to be able to interact with you guys. So please, Happy New Year. Tell us what you're doing.
Yes. What you want to do.
What you're grateful for 2022. What were some things that you're looking back on that you're happy happened or proud of or
don't
grateful
feel silly for sharing. Don't. Because everything is valid.
Yes, we want to know. We want to cheer you on and celebrate with you.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
So please, let us know. And thank you for starting your year out with us.
Yeah, we're honored. Thank you, guys. Until next time, we love you.
We are rooting for you.
And you matter. And happy 2023.
Happy 2023, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye.